the Infantry Boys podcast starring Leaping Lizard and Combat Wombat.
How's it going, you guys, and welcome to another episode. It's me, Combat Wombat, one half of the Infantry Boys. Unfortunately, Leaping Lizard will not be here with us for this episode. It's going to be kind of a quick episode, but we want you guys because we know for our regular listeners and everyone that keeps up with the podcast and everything, we know you guys are, missing an episode. We've been a little behind on trying to get episode 3 out. If you follow us on Twitch, you saw that we did a whole recording of episode 3, despite many technical failures, having to re-record, and then finally we were able to get everything to work, record what we thought was a full episode, and unfortunately, to our discovery, it was completely messed up, and literally all of it was unusable. So episode 3, though, as we're sitting here, this is kind of going to be episode 2.5, just kind of a filler until we can get episode 3 out. But I will let you know, for episode 3, we have our first guest speaker. He's a great dude, fucking to the T, really cool guy. I met him back in 2019 when I was still in and everything, and he's a really cool dude. He was in the reserves, and that's about as much as I'm going to tell you as far as that goes. As far as updates and things go, we have merch now out. We're very thankful. It's still in the final phases of works with the company, so we can't fully drop the name out yet. So I guess you technically, we can't drop the company name yet. So I guess you technically could say we don't have merch officially out fully, but we are in the final steps of getting merch out. We already have everything designed, everything ready to go, and we even have samples that have already been made and sent to Leaping Lizard and myself. And let me tell you, man, these things they're amazing. They're super soft. The sweaters are super soft. The tank tops are awesome because they're really breathable. When I'm doing PE and stuff, they're great. We're supposed to be getting some socks made up for you guys, things like that. We're going to try to get some of them made to AR670-1 technically, so you can wear them with PTs and stuff like that. We're going to look into getting some for OCPs and everything like that as well. Like I say, we got a lot of cool things coming for you as far as merch goes. Fanny packs, that was another thing. Those are they're pretty cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of fanny packs, but they're pretty cool. For this filler, though, I know Leaping Lizard's not really the best when it comes to getting down to the emotional, how would you say this, at-home side of feelings, I guess you could say. Leaping Lizard he's a heavier man. He's a pipe hitter. He's, what I mean? He's one of them fuckers that you see in the trench, dude. You know what I mean? He's a straight fucking forward fighter, dude. So he's not really great when it comes to addressing more sensitive topics, I guess you could say. I don't really know how to word it. Pretty much what I'm trying to get at here is, I've been trying to do this for a while now, but I haven't really been able to figure out how to do it. But I've decided we're just going to go ahead and do it, especially because of everything going on with Afghanistan, and I know how it's affecting people and their mental health and their behavioral health. I know it's hitting a lot of people hard, man. A lot of people are feeling like, what was the grand scheme of everything? Why did, a lot of our brothers in arms and sisters in arms have to go over there and get killed, etc., for all, 20 years worth of it, for it to fall apart in a matter of a month and a half. I know that's weighing heavy on everybody, and it's got everybody, a million different places. But all I want to say is listen, guys, the same way we look after each other when we were in is the same way we got to look after each other when we're out, man. Check up on everybody, because you never know what your battles are going through. And I hate to use the word battles because that's so fucking basic, but call up your brothers, your sisters, find out how they're doing. You know, you never know what somebody's going through, and to do that, you never know, you could save a life, you know, because I've been in that position and I know how hard it is to ask another person for help. So for you to already go ahead and take the initiative and get that first shot fired, so to say, get that violence of action and say, hey, you good? And then go from there, man. You know, because like I say, I know for what's going on right now it's weighing people down, and it's causing a lot of problems. So just reach out to people, man. You know, hit up with somebody you served with. You know, see how they're doing. Don't gotta be much, man. Just a hey, how you been? You're doing okay. You know, that's all it takes. That's really all it takes. And as far as getting help, you know, say you were taking the initiative, say you're suffering and you decide you want to take on the initiative, do it, man. Do it. I'm telling you, I know it's rough, I know it's awkward, and you know it might feel embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed by it, man. Don't be embarrassed at all by going to get help. Fuck anyone who's going to sit there and try to tell you that, oh, you're a pussy, you're this, you're that, for going and getting behavioral health. Fuck them. Fuck them. If you need it, you need it. You know what I mean? Because they're not the ones walking around carrying what baggage and shit, the weight that you're carrying. They're not carrying it. You are. And it's better to fucking hit it head on and go get some help than to be another fucking statistic of another brother or sister we lost from that fight. You know? Just go in there and be honest, man. You know? Just be honest. Tell them what's really going on, because you're not going to get help until you tell somebody. Be a professional, be another battle family member, whoever. Because I know, you know, that's another thing about reaching out to your battles, is it's hard to talk to your family sometimes about some of the stuff you've went through. If you can talk to them at all. I know talk to their family what happened. Every once in a while we talk about my service, but it's not something that's, you know, it's not a common discussion. It's not a common topic, because it's difficult. It's unfortunate, as hard as it's going to, you know, sound to the family members or whoever's listening to this podcast, that, you know, say you're not a veteran, but you have a brother or sister or a family member, husband, whoever. If you're one of the family members listening to this, I'm going to tell you from my perspective, it's hard to talk to you guys because you don't understand. And don't take that the wrong way. It's just you don't understand what it's actually like to be in those shoes. You don't understand the weight of everything and how difficult it is, you know. But that's something that us the veterans got to work on, man. We got to work on being able to talk to them, you know. And I know the big stigma I had is when I talk to them, are they going to look at me different? Are they going to feel different about me? Are they going to... No, man. No. If they're real friends, if they're truly family that cares about you and loves you, they're not going to feel any different about anything, man. If anything, they're going to feel better, and they're going to be look at you different in a good way, because by you opening up, you're showing them that you trust them, or that you have some sort of bond with them, that you're willing to, you know, talk to them about what's going on with you, you know, how you're feeling, what you're thinking, etc., etc. You're showing them that you know, right now I don't share my behavior with anyone that I don't trust, and I mean like trust, you know. I mean, I don't share one really if I don't trust them, you know what I mean. I'm not a very open person. But to reiterate, it's very important that if you need help, get help. You know, there's a million different resources out there. I say a million, there's really nowhere near, but there's plenty of resources, whether it be through the VA, through a local behavioral health, just a battle buddy, whatever it be. There's resources out there. And honestly, I can't remember who said this quote, but it's always been my favorite quote as far as this topic goes, because my reality towards it, or my take on it, is I would rather spend 20 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 6 hours, 17 hours talking to you and helping you and making sure that you get help than having to go to a funeral and never being able to talk to you again. You know, that's my philosophy as far as behavior health goes. Another thing, though, with behavior health is, it's going to be hard for y'all to hear, but you got to want it, you know. You got to want it. This is something the people trying to help and the people that need help have to remember, is you got to want it. They got to want it. You got to want it. You can't force somebody to do something they don't want to. As far as behavior health goes, you can't force someone to get help. All that's going to do is make the situation worse for everybody involved. You're going to have to want behavior. You're going to have to want the help. That's a key part of it. Another thing is just honesty, like I was saying earlier. You got to be honest. Tell them what you're going through. Tell them what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, what's going on up there. Because they don't know nobody knows unless you tell them. And the back caveat, again, back on to like the stigmas and all that, fuck them. They got stigma about you getting help. If they look you differently in any kind of negative way, fuck them. You don't need those people in your life. I don't give a fuck if you spent 20 years serving with that motherfucker and went on 6-7 rotations, and I don't give a fuck, dude. Fuck them. If they want to have some sort of attitude or some sort of fucking look at you differently, say you're not you're not as much of a man they thought you were, etc., etc., fuck them. Fuck anyone who wants to judge you for getting help. You don't need people like that in your fucking life. I promise you. Because I've had toxic leadership like that. And to the leaders out there, you got a soldier coming to you telling you that they need help. Fucking take them to get the fucking help, man. Let them go get the fucking help. Don't be that dickhead leader who keeps pushing it off, or just ignoring the problem. Because you're the fucking reason we got all these soldiers doing what they're doing. You're the fucking reason that we're losing 22 veterans a day. And God knows the fucking numbers on the active duty. I know for a fact, because I had it while I was in, several motherfuckers in our brigade and many more in our division, unfortunately taking their fucking lives because they didn't want to go get help. A soldier should never feel like that. A soldier should feel like everybody has their back. Whether it be a physical problem or a mental problem, you should have that fucking soldier's back. That's the whole point of you being a fucking leader, is to be there for them when they need you. So I don't give a fuck, man. You need to fucking pull your head out of your ass. Somebody comes to you and says, hey, I need help. Hey, Sergeant, I got a lot on my mind, blah, blah, blah. Take some fucking time and listen to him, man. This ain't the old army no more, dude. You don't need to be a fucking hard ass 24/7. You know? It's important. If you need help, get help. Okay? To tie back into all this shit, like I say, I know everybody's keeping up with the news about what's going on in Afghanistan. I know it's got a lot of people down. I know a lot of people, there's a million emotions floating around with this situation right now. I know a lot of people are very upset, myself included. But don't feel for 1 second like it was all for nothing, because it was. It was for something. You know? Don't have no regrets, none of that. Okay? Everybody played their part. Everybody did what they did. Don't feel like anybody that you lost over there, was for nothing. Don't let that get you down. I know it's easier said than done, but don't. You know? I know it's hard. I know it's tough. But we're all going to get through this, you know? We will. We will all get through this. Let's just hope. You know, I've seen a lot of things on the news about what's going on over there. And to the guys that went back over there to help with the evacuations, to help with everything, man, keep y'all's heads up. Keep your heads up. When this is all said and done, when it's all over, you know, we'll see the end picture. We'll see the final frame, so to say, of this whole situation for the past 20 years. All we can do right now is just try to have good faith. Is just hope that, you know, maybe, I'm not going to say things are going to be perfect over there. Things are never going to be perfect anywhere, but maybe, just maybe, some good might finally come of this, you know? I mean, I'm not supporting the Taliban by any fucking means. What I'm saying is that maybe, just maybe, this might be a stepping stone towards a de-escalation. That's all I'm trying to say is, look, a lot's going on. There's a lot of pieces set in right now. Let's just play it day by day. And like I say, I know a lot of people are upset about it. I know a lot of people are just real hurt right now. And it's okay to be hurt, but please don't ever feel like it was for nothing. If you have any feeling about it, dark chance, you know, if it's sending you to a dark place, please reach out to somebody. Or that have been somebody who would follow battle. It'd be a brother or sister, just talk to them. I promise you it'll help. It will. But one last time, if you're still in, and you're in any, you don't even need to be in a leadership position at this point. If you're still in, a soldier comes to you and they telling you they have problems because they trust you. You know? They're coming to you because they trust you. Take the time and listen to them and help them. Listen to them and do whatever you gotta do, man. Whether you gotta be the one to walk them to behavioral health, or you gotta just help them, man. Whether you gotta take time, I don't care if you gotta take time out of your day, your personal day, whatever it is, man. I've done it. My personal time on the weekends, my off time. I was living in the barracks. Soldiers with issues. Guess what? I spent a whole damn night. I'd have rather been sleeping, resting. A whole night sitting there talking to somebody. And this motherfucker was way above my pay grade. But I sat there with him and I listened to him and I talked to him. And I helped him. So, from that experience, man, it goes to show it don't matter if you're damn fuzzy, damn man storm. You can help somebody. Trust me, this guy, I didn't even really know him. He wasn't even in my team. He wasn't part of my squad. None of that. Yeah, he confided in me what was going on. You know, he was just drunk out there on the balcony, and I knew he was going through it. Shit. Now that I think about it, it's been multiple times. Twice with that guy, and another time with another guy who was above me that I've talked to. Guys below me I've talked to, and guys of my same pay grade I've talked to. Plenty of times. Trust me. All you gotta do is listen sometimes, man. That's all it takes. That's all. Most of the time when people are going through stuff, that's all we want to do. Is just have somebody that we can talk to, somebody who can listen. That's all they're looking for. And it's important that you can be there and do that for someone. It really is. I know I'm not the best when it comes to talking about things and explaining things, but I hope you're getting the gist of it, man. If somebody's coming to you, listen and help them. And if you need help, reach out. But I mean, that's really all I can say, man, as far as behavioral health goes. Is if you need help, get help. And if someone comes to you for help. I know Leaping Lizard's not here, but I promise you, he'd say the same thing. Like I say, he's not very, I want to say sentimental because that's not the right word, but he's more blunt about things, more open. I promise you, he is on the exact same page as me as far as this stuff goes. Now with that being said, like I say, behavioral health, we've covered it. Next thing we'll talk about, I know it's just me here, so it's very different. I'm not used to doing this by myself. I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story. When I was in the Army, me and Leaping Lizard, we were stationed together, and we used to hang out quite a bit. He lived in the barracks for a little bit before he got a house and everything. And man, we used to have some good times, man. I tell you, that was probably the number one thing I missed the most about being in the service, was just living at the barracks and living in that close proximity to the boys, to my friends. In the barracks, I mean, everybody knows this that's been in the barracks. All you gotta do is go out your door and go down the damn row. You'll find somebody wanting to hang out, or somebody, something you can get into. You don't always got to be by yourself. And that's one thing I like to say, because my command never really encouraged this. They never really cared for the guys in the barracks, man. If you're living in the barracks, if you're living in the barracks, man, I challenge you to get out. Get out this upcoming weekend. Get out next weekend. Go do something you've never done. Something you wouldn't usually do. Try and take a battle buddy with you, Try to be safe. Take a battle buddy with you. Don't do nothing fucking crazy. I'm not encouraging you to go out there and fucking do blow out of a stripper's ass, etc., etc. No, nothing like that. I'm encouraging you. And officer is fuck. Go to fucking do something. That's one where I was stationed. A lot of the things around where we were. Really, there's more that could have been done, more that could have been made. So I'm telling you guys, man, get out of the barracks. Knock on a buddy's door, man. Text somebody. I promise you, there's somebody else in that barracks, in that building, that wants to get out too, wants to go do something too. I promise you, there is. You never know, man. You might make a fucking battle buddy for life. Because that's me and Leaping Lizard. We met. We were on a training rotation before. He had only been at the unit a month. And I mean, dude, before he even got there, like a week before he got there, because he came from Germany, and his NCO was already talking shit about him, saying about how he heard he's a shitbag and this and that, because he was had all these personal issues going on in his life, etc., etc. So automatically, unfortunately, me being a yuppie I was back with it, I just was like, okay, well, fucking so-and-so is saying this guy's fucked, then fuck this guy. And then he got there, and like I say, I didn't really have any interactions with him until we went on that training rotation. And I was just chilling one day, you know, and he came up after a cigarette. He'd been on the phone. I could hear a little bit away from me, but I could hear him arguing back and forth on the phone. You know, cigarette. I was like, you know what? By me doing that, he started talking to me. He started telling me what was going on, and you know, asked if I could give him any advice, etc. And next thing you know, man, that pretty much was how this bond of ours was born. You know, after that, it was, I don't know, it was a ritual. You know, while I was going out there to smoke, I'd come up to him and be like, oh, you know, and the rest was history. You know, we got done with that training rotation and RTB'd and all that shit, and that weekend he was like, hey man, what you up to? You know, you doing anything? And I was like, no. He was like, fuck, you wanna come out with me? You know, I usually go out by myself, blah 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 blah. You know, I go downtown and I go party around by myself. Like, fuck, going by yourself, man, I'll come with you. You know, let's go. The rest was history, man. What kind of friends you can make, etc. Unless you talk to people. There's plenty of people in your unit, I promise you. You'd be surprised how cool they are. You won't know stuff like that unless you talk to them. So, like I say, for my dudes that are still in, that's my homework for you. Is get out this weekend and do something. Invite somebody you normally wouldn't talk to, wouldn't hang out with, don't really know. Get to know them, man. Go out, go do something. You know, go as fucking cliche as it's gonna sound, go on a hike, go tour fucking, who knows, man. Go find out wherever you're stationed, find out what's around you and go see it. Because that's the best thing about being in the Army, man, is you're mostly stationed in places, you know, so see what you can while you can. That would be my number one biggest regret. But anyway, back to the story I was telling you. Yeah, and pretty much, Leaping Lizard lived in the barracks, and like I said, we used to hang out quite a bit. You know, whether it be playing video games or just, you know, messing around, screwing around, doing nothing. You know, and that was, you know, that's a lifelong bond that was created just from pretty much coming up and saying it. So like I said, man, you'd be surprised what kind of friends you can make, things you can do while you're in. Don't get me wrong, man, we used to be fools. We were fools. We, in the barracks and out of the barracks. He eventually ended up getting a house and doing all that, but we used to have some fun times, man. There was one time we talked about in the very first podcast. You know, we threw this crazy stupid barracks party, and you know, a whole shit show about it. And then been other times, you know, I love my cigarette. But it was nice, and even if Leaping Lizard wasn't there to hang out, you know, I had a couple other buddies, man. Like I say, pretty much anybody that was in my unit, at least in my company, and go to their door and be like, hey man, what you up to? You trying to hang out? You trying to go get food? You trying to do this, you know? Thing, man, I'll say is I miss the fucking camaraderie, dude, because there were plenty of times, man, where I was down because I had all kinds of personal shit going on, and you know, I wouldn't have funds, or you know, something would have happened, and somebody be going out to get food, man. They'd knock on my door and, hey man, you want anything? I'd be like, man, you know, I ain't got no money, I can't. And they'd be like, man, shut the fuck up. I didn't ask you if you had fucking money. I said, do you want anything to eat, man? You want to ride with me? Let's go get some food. You know, and I can't speak for every veteran, but I can speak for me, and I know that don't happen in the civilian world. I've never met maybe one person in the civilian world that was that kind of camaraderie. You know, that's definitely one thing I miss, man. This, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, man. Every day, man, just being around the boys and fuck, man. People ask me about the Army. Of course, I tell them all the stupid shit. You know, I bitch, play like everybody else. But I usually in conversation with, you know, I loved it because I was pretty much getting paid to hang out in life. That's because we all have our problems with it. We all have the things we bitch about and the things we hate about the Army. But I don't care. That's one thing I've talked we agree on. Is yeah, you pretty much get paid to just hang out with your buddies. You know, that's one thing. That's another thing that I miss about it. I will tell you this too. I don't know what it was like for everybody else getting out, but I tell you, the getting out process for me was a bitch. I hate fucking CIF. I don't know why those assholes are so anal about fucking returning your gear, dude. It's fucking annoying. Like, I literally shit you not, I was that fucking meme you see on Facebook and Instagram of the fucking dude who just got something, never fucking used that item, and then when he tries to turn it back in, they're like, oh, you need to clean it, it's dirty. Fuck you, dude. It literally came like this, and you know it came like this. You know what's even more fucked up is the dude that checked me out was the dude who checked me in. It was funny because the dude remembered me, and we were even joking about it and shit. He's like, God damn, I remember when you got here, yada yada yada. I was like, I know. And the mother, you know what I mean? It's just like, God damn, dude. Sorry, my cigarette almost went out. But, you know, I just don't know why CIF has to be such a stickler about the way things are done. But hey, you know, that's their job, I guess. Everybody's just trying to do their job, right? Now, what we were talking about in the recording that unfortunately got fucked up, we talked about our favorite and our worst field problem that we did. Leaving Lizards was his worst one. Was talking about shit and just how cold it was and how shitty it was. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I'll get him to talk about it in another episode when he gets back. But that was a pretty shitty experience. Like, for me, my worst one though was also my favorite. It was at this big training area out where I was stationed, and like I say, we infilled at night. We took Chinooks and Blackhawks, and I had to sit in the fucking middle, like on the literal fucking floorboard of the Chinook, and I was sitting on a rucksack, sitting on a couple of rucksacks actually. I was brought out. It's just a shitty flight, man. And like 15 minutes there, middle of the fucking night. This LZ we landed in, dude, I'll shit you not, these blades probably had a good 4 or 5 feet before they hit the fucking trees. I shit you not, dude. It was just like, I remember getting out of the Chinook and looking around, and I was just like, God damn, whoever fucking drew this up was a fucking idiot. But anyway, we get out there, and eventually the whole company gets rounded up. We do a big company movement, and for some reason my platoon's PL is leading up. And this motherfucker, dude, walks us right into a fucking OP4, and they start just laying into us. We try to break off, runs us into OP4 again, a whole nother different group of OP4. We finally break contact from them, push to an area we weren't originally going to go to so that we could hunker down for the night. We wake up, this was where it gets good, because it was really, really beautiful where we were, man. We were sleeping on the side of a fucking mountain, and just the way the sunrise and everything was, it was fucking beautiful. It was gorgeous. And then at that point, everybody broke off, all the teams and everybody, we all went and did our thing. And I just remember, dude, I remember literally sliding down Call of Duty style, so to say, of this one fucking area, a little portion of the mountain, and I remember getting fucking hooked. My rifle, my sling got hooked on this fucking branch. My other buddy's coming down behind me with the saw, and he's able to kind of stop himself, but he's like slipping. He's like, motherfucker, you gotta move. I'm looking down at my TL, and he's like, bro, you gotta come down, but you gotta come down with that rifle. So I'm like, fuck. He's like, yank this rifle. Now I'm rolling. I roll down this hill, dude. I hit the fucking ground. I'm like, god damn, dude, my TL helps me up. He's like, what the fuck, man? I'm just like, I don't know, Sarnt. We go walking again and shit. We finally reach our fucking serve site, and we're chilling out there fucking watching the objective. You know, we were out there for about 3-4 days on site, and that was cool because, you know, I got to bond with everybody in my team. That was like my first true bonding experience with everybody, because it was just so shitty, man. Like, I remember one day it just started raining out of fucking nowhere, and everybody was just like, what the fuck? Nobody was prepared for it. You know, we weren't tracking it was gonna rain. I mean, it was on us for not preparing, but welcome to the infantry. You know, we fucking, so we're just all sitting out there sucking, dude, and poured on. Cigarettes are wet, fucking, we're running low on dip. Like, it was shit. But it was fun, you know. It was fun. That's really about it, though. I mean, the only major thing that happened out there that was funny was, again, our PL was fucking leading the company and led us into a major ambush, and we're fighting out 4 and shit, and eventually my team breaks off to flank Op 4, which we successfully do. Now we're engaging Op 4, we've got them on the run. We cross this street, which was a minefield, you know, simulated mines and shit laid out. We cross there, we're back to engaging Op 4. Eventually we smoke the Op 4. Then the motherfucking OC comes up and says that everybody in the team is dead except for one guy. But the one guy that was not dead should have been quote unquote dead, because he's fucking standing up, you know. He's not taking a knee, he's not low at all, dude. No cover, no concealment, nothing. He's just standing straight up. Everybody else doing the right thing, you know, down, fucking doing what they gotta do. You guys are fucking DOA. So I was like, fucking that. So anyway, that guy fucking breaks up on us, regroups. Now come, so now they push after the larger element of Op 4. They fought these dudes, for like 2 hours, man, chasing after them. And we were there so long that another Op 4 element came rolling up on us, and we gave them our fucking rounds and shit. And we were like, hey man, can you just fucking finish this so we can go back to the talk and get some rest, because this is getting fucking annoying. Anyway, we give them the ammo. They, you know, we give them ammo for smokes and dip and shit. Fair trade. And what ends up happening is our unit eventually comes back a little bit later. At this point, we're just kind of sleeping, waiting for them. Our company got fucking schwacked. But not only did they get schwacked, it was blue on blue. Our sister fucking unit came to help them, and in the cluster didn't fucking properly know where they were. So my buddy who was with them was like, yeah, dude, we were sitting there engaging Op 4, and then all of a sudden to our right, you just see PEC 15 lasers start creeping down on us, and we're getting engaged, and everybody's gear's going off and shit. And I was like, roger that. And he's like, yeah, what was even better, it was when they came through to fucking, you know, do their EPW, etc., etc. That was when everybody realized, holy fuck, dude, we just whacked our sister units. So that was like, roger that, dude. That was beautiful. And then we had like this long fucking hour and a half shitty walk back to talk. And that was pretty much it, man. We didn't do shit after that. It was a good time, though. It was definitely a good time. Just a little bit more to kind of caveat off myself about what's going to go on in the next podcast. Like I say, episode 3, we're going to have a guest speaker, really awesome guy. You guys are going to love him. It's going to be hilarious. That's all I can say. I promise you, we've already kind of been talking, and I promise you, once you hear some of the stories between the two of us, and how we met and everything. It's definitely going to be hilarious. You're definitely going to have a good laugh. As far as merch and everything goes, just email our email. Let us know what you're interested in, the quantity and the size, and I'll get back with you with an ETA on everything. It shouldn't be much longer. I'd say probably about another week before everything gets finalized and fully confirmed. All the T's are dotted and all the I's are crossed, and we can, start getting it out there. If you're not already signed up, there's going to be a link on all of our socials, so Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc., with our email newsletter. Sign up for that, because a lot of stuff that we don't cover in the podcast news-wise, I'm horrible at it, and Leaping Lizard, it's impossible to remember a bunch of stuff when you got him with you rambling. You guys are rambling back and forth, but there's updates and things that we put out there that we don't put out anywhere else, and it also gives you a idea of what our timelines and schedules are looking like as far as content's gonna go. Like I say, start watching the Twitch and start watching YouTube. We're gonna start putting out stuff. Follow my channels. It's Combat Wombat, Infantry Boys. Follow Leaping Lizard, Infantry Boys. We're gonna both start putting out more content, more personalized content, gaming content, life content, etc., etc. So make sure you're checking into those. Make sure you're checking the Twitch and everything. Follow, sub if you want to, etc. That way you can see when we go live and things like that. Other than that, though, I'm going to go ahead and get out of you guys' hair, release you and everything. Like I say, this was just supposed to be a filler episode, just to kind of give you guys an update on what's going on and everything. I know we haven't put anything out recently, and I just kind of wanted to let you guys know why it was happening, and then figured we would have a quick little talk about some things that are passionate and dear to me, that I'm passionate about and that are dear to me regarding behavior health. So again, I thank you guys for listening as long as you did, and till next time.